banks, 11 of us, got together to put a large capital or deposit injection into them to help buy the time to make sure that they could come up with the right solution for the restructuring that's needed.
So the large banks and others put in roughly $30 billion of deposits. Yeah. I think you put in roughly $5 billion or something like that. So how did that happen? Did Jamie Dimon call you up and say, hey, you have $5 billion you don't really need and you can put it in First Republic? And is it you have to go to your board to say I need to get $5 billion somewhere? I mean, how do you make that decision? And was it, do you say to Jamie, I'll call you back, I'll think about it, or how does that work?
So one of the great things about this was actually that the banks did all come back together, because you think of it, we usually try and kill each other in different deals that we're trying to do, so there's a lot of competition between us. But in this instance, this is one where we're in a strong position. We want to stop what could have been a problem, and we all know when there is a confidence crisis, the logic that takes over isn't necessarily rational. So we wanted to go and help protect the system. It's in the interest to do so. So despite this being quite a divisive environment that we're all operating in, this is an instance of the banks coming together and saying, okay, what can we do here to support a system that we have confidence in? And you don't put $5 billion into the system through the generosity of your own heart. You do it because you have confidence in the system itself.
You expect to get that money back eventually?
Yes.
Okay. So Jamie Dimon's a great banker. I think he's been the head of JP Morgan for 17 years, something like that. Jamie Dimon. Well regarded. But why do you think it is the case that he's calling around and doing this and not the Secretary of Treasury, the Chairman of the Federal Reserve, the head of the FDIC? Why is it a non-government person is doing this? I would have thought a government person would do this.
David, why do you think that Janet wasn't calling around doing it? Do you believe everything you read in the newspapers on these times?
Because when people in Washington do something good, they usually have the press know about it. So, but maybe she was calling around. I'm sure she was. But Jamie seems to be getting all the credit, if credit is the right word, or is that not fair to give him the credit?
Jamie played a role. I think we all played a role, and so did. There was a very active discussion over that weekend.
Would Citi consider buying First Republic, or you're not interested?
No.
No, you're not buying. Okay. Another bank called Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse seemed to dissolve very, very quickly. Were you surprised at how quickly that bank kind of went away after about 100 years of being around?
So the nice thing is we're talking about 3 or 4 banks out of the thousands that are here in the States and the rest of it. So let's put that in perspective. So Credit Suisse, I don't think anyone was falling off their chair that Credit Suisse ultimately ended up where it did. It was really a question of time. It's been a troubled institution for a long time. Those of you who don't know it, it's a very global bank. In it's got a very strong operation in Switzerland, good wealth management in Asia, an investment bank here in the States and around the world, but it's had a lot of issues. It's had a lot of management instability. It's had a number of different crises and things that have hit it.
Well, Credit Suisse has some great private bankers and they have some great clients. Are the Citi bankers calling up the Credit Suisse former employees and saying you should come here now or something like that?
No, I think they're calling us.
They are, okay. All right, okay.